Hi, I'm Jennet Ingle, the Happiest Musician. If you're watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and click subscribe for me. If you're just listening to it in the podcast app, please go ahead and click subscribe for me. That way, you always know when I drop new episodes, and it's easier for other people to find my show, find my channel, find my podcast, become themselves happier musicians. Thank you. I've been thinking recently about how early in my career, I spent a lot of time sort of lurking on social media going, how did that person get invited to do that? How come this person gets invited over and over again to perform, to teach in these, prestigious ways, to show up for such and such an event? Why is this person always getting the invitations? And when is it my turn? When do I start getting invitations? When do I start being the person who is desirable to have on stage, to have at a lectern, whatever, right? I spent a lot of time sort of being jealous of people whose careers looked like they were progressing faster and better than mine. And I will say, like, the idea for this episode came about because recently, in the last few weeks, I've gotten a surprising number of invitations in my email inbox and, conversations back and forth with people who gave me an invitation last year. And so, like, there's a lot of exciting stuff coming up for me in 2025 that I'm really looking forward to doing. And I sort of realized, oh, it just takes time. It takes time to be known for what you want to be known for. It takes time to break into a scene, to break into a freelance scene. It takes time for people to know who you are and be interested in inviting you to things. Of course, early in my career, as I was beginning to break into the freelance performing scene here in Chicago, this happened in that same slow way. But I wasn't really conscious of it. I wasn't really paying attention. I was just, working and hoping that other people would call me and doing my very best to take auditions for things and playing for people and engaging when I was on a gig with the people around me and trying to make myself delightful. And it took time. No matter how much, no matter how charming I was at the gig, no matter how well I played my little second oboe role, it still took time, years, for my calendar to be filled on any kind of regular basis. And that's normal, right? The work that you get, I think I said this at my beginning of the year, my planning workshop. The work that you have on your calendar right now is a result of what you did 6 months ago, 3 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago. It's the connections that you made early on, and it is those things eventually coming to fruition. The invitations that are coming into my inbox now, while I am still working as an oboist, are more around teaching, coaching, speaking, and that delights me. That's exactly what I wanted to be doing. And, more high profile performing. That's exactly what I wanted to be doing. But I've been speaking on this podcast for a few years now, and it is only just now that invitations are beginning to flow. Do I hope that more come? Do I hope that things get even better? Of course, like, that's what I want. But it's taken a long time. And so if you, like me, spend any amount of time uh, wondering when it gets to be your turn, part of the process of getting to where it's your turn is just waiting and letting the networking that you have put into place pay off. I think I talked about this with someone on my podcast a year or so ago, and really had an aha around the idea. In this case, he had made a friendship a long time earlier that eventually came forward as a commission for a piece. And that happened because eventually, over time, that friend, that person who ultimately commissioned, ended up in a position big enough to be able to make that commission happen. So, part of it is I am waiting for my friends and my peers and my colleagues to age into bigger positions so that they can invite me to show up for those bigger situations. But here's what I want to say to you. The path to getting those invitations that you want, if that is what you want, is not one of passively sitting around and waiting for something to happen. The path to doing more work as a freelancer, the path to doing more work as an invited artist, is not sitting on your hands waiting for the metaphorical phone to ring or for the email inbox to ding. The path is you have to take action. You have to put yourself out in the world doing the things you want to do. And at first, it might not look like much. At first, it might look like, and here I am using myself as an example, doing an oboe recital in a church that you rented with your money, paid your pianist with your money, charged $5 admission at the door, and had 17 people show up, and didn't break even, but gave a heck of a performance for them. So that the next year, when you put together a different program and you rented a different church, you had a certain number of people who were eager, or at least willing, to come and hear your oboe recital because you offered them something enjoyable the year before. And from there, you build an audience. From there, you build a reputation. Maybe that aligned action is going to professional conferences and meeting people and talking with them about what they are working on and being excited and enthusiastic about their work and talking about how your work intersects with it. Maybe this aligned action looks like starting a podcast or a video channel and consistently showing up week after week, month after month, giving good value, and assembling a community around what you're doing. Maybe it looks like showing up for every gig that you are invited to, being delightful, doing a fantastic, over-prepared job, posting joyfully on social media about how you are proud and delighted to be playing with this group, how great they sound, how everyone should come and buy tickets to the event. Because it is by doing these things, these little things, one at a time, that you are putting your metaphorical taxi light on. You are saying to everyone around you who sees you, you are saying to the universe at large, I'm available. This is what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to be known for. This is what's important to me. This is how you pay me. Showing up, allowing yourself to be visible, allowing yourself to get into conversations with other human beings about your topic. That's how 6 months later, 3 months later, a year later, 5 years later, the invitations begin to come through. It takes time, and you do not have to be passive waiting for it. This is absolutely true of building a private teaching studio or building another income stream like a read business as well. You start doing it as well as you can, maybe a little bit messily. You start with a couple of cast-off students that another teacher didn't want, or that the local school district doesn't have enough students to make critical mass for a more experienced teacher. You show up, you give value, you help them over and over again every single week. And your reputation begins to spread. At a certain point, you begin to be able to say no to students who are not going to be a good fit for your studio, because you will know what that is, because you will have been doing it and doing it and doing it. When you start your read business, or whatever your own hustle is, your website design business, you do a couple for free for a friend. You show them your reads, you design a website, you make a sales page, you do the thing that you are wanting to do more of. And you get people to say, wow, this was so helpful. You get them to give you a testimonial. You put it up on your own website, and you keep doing it, and you wait. It takes time to be the person who is invited, and you are not passive or helpless in starting to make that dream a reality. I so hope that this has been helpful. Leave a comment underneath this YouTube video if this resonated with you. Review the podcast if this resonated with you. Share it with a friend. And if I can help you, if you would like to have a conversation with me, if you would like to reach out and talk about the issue that you are facing in the building of your own portfolio career, you can find me at my website, jennetingle.com. Thank you so much for watching, for listening. Have a great day.